Interesting. Away from that, Your Excellency, let's look at something which is a big concern for Gambians, issue of corruption. Many say, your government isn't doing much to address corruption, and because of that, your government is now losing that trust from the public. What are you doing to fight corruption, Your Excellency?
We cannot eliminate corruption, but
Why?
we can minimize it, we can reduce it. Corruption as mankind. Corruption is all over the world, even the most advanced countries. They are involved in corruption. But their way of corruption and our way of corruption is different. They institutionalize their own corruption, so they cover it.
Mm-hmm.
Corruption is always subjective. We can just wake up and say, that is corruption, or this person is corruption. Mm-hmm. But how do you substantiate that? How do you justify your case beyond any reasonable doubt? This is where the question is. But I'm telling you, Ali, I have no friend in government. I owe nobody any obligation. That's why our audit institutions, they have never been independent as they are today. If they are conducting this audit, I'm not even aware of it. But any report that is on my table and accompanied by recommendation, I've always accepted their recommendations 100%. But these are processes. When we accept these recommendations, we forward these reports to the police. The police will look at who are involved in what, at what level. They process them. When they think that you have a case, in that process also, it doesn't stop with the police. The police also forward their file to the Ministry of Justice. The Ministry of Justice will also forward a look at it, whether we have enough evidence, sufficient evidence to go to the court. Because we don't want to go to the court only for the sake of going to the court. It is taxpayers' money that we are spending, going to the court also. If we think that we have a case and we have substantive evidence against anybody in this country, we'll drag you to the courts. There are a lot of the reports that are the police right now. They are processing them. I think some even cases have started. But that institution is independent, completely independent, and the judiciary is independent. That's all we can do. But you know what people want me to do? When there is audit report against Aliu, I should go and arrest Aliu and put him in jail. I cannot do that. For dictators, they can do that. But me, I cannot do that. Because if I am doing that, I'm violating the constitution of this country. I don't want to do that.
But I think
I will allow the processes to take their course. And I trust the institutions that are doing those processes also. That is the police, that is the Ministry of Justice, and the judiciary. It's their responsibility. But all the reports, adverse reports that have came to my table, I approve them to be processed.
Granted, no doubt you are the democratic leader. You trust in these institutions. But one will say most of these cases are still idling out there. The case of the millions missing at the Gambia Post Authority, the COVID-19, some funds were missing. Other reports were issued for actions to be taken, yet nothing has been done.
But for the port, there is already a recommendation for court. The case is finished. But these things are not easy to process, Ali. I think people don't follow what happened outside this country. Even in Western countries. I don't want to name names, but there are high-profile cases in America. How long it took them to process those cases? How long? Gambians want it to happen now. But people are talking like that. But the moment anything of that happens to anybody, will you want you to be processed that way? Hastily, we just process you without following due process and we take you to jail? It's not like that. But I'm telling you, even State House here, auditors come to the State House. One day I was just closing from work. I saw people in my house, touching the wall and so forth. When I have, who are these people? They say they're auditors. That is what is happening now. They come and audit, even the paint. They are painting my house, they audit it. But me have very free consent.
But do you think we can do better as a country?
We can do better. We can do better if we improve on our institutions. If our institutions are strong, then we are good to go. But we haven't got to that level yet. We cannot just jump from here, then we are at the level of America or England. This is what they compare. It's not possible. Even in those countries, it doesn't happen overnight. It took time. It took time for it to happen. So it will also take time here to happen. But I'm telling you, in the future, every public official in this country will be very, 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 very careful. I'm telling you also, I am seeing that happening now, because even processes that are coming from us, it takes time before they are processed and finished. You know, sometimes, even if we are traveling, sometimes we travel with our party because they say the process are not finished. President, recently when we travel, it's like that. So everybody is careful. Tomorrow, if I am called, how am I going to answer this? Because the law says A, B, and C. Personally, I'm affected.
How?
I say sometimes I travel with our party. My team, entire team, we travel. Our processes are not finished. We cannot get money in place.
So how do you survive there in foreign countries?
This is the country. We sacrifice. Even if we are going to eat muro butter, we go and eat muro butter and we manage our sardine and all sort of. But this is the country. We have to sacrifice. This is what we are doing. So when you want to put things in place, I think you yourself, you have to support the processes to make sure everything is done, everything is within the rule of law.